Howdy, howdy, howdy. Howdy, meeps. Rigaroga here. You're you, I'm me. That's as it should be. And this is Ranga. Ranga is hanging out with me. Whoa, don't fall, don't fall. Oh, I know you don't really like me to pick you up like that. I know. But say hello. Say hello. This is Ranga. Okay, Ranga is being loud and obnoxious. So hopefully it won't be too bad, but it is what it is. Hi. Welcome back. I am going to... I kind of threatened to do this when I ended the included adventure with the Stranger Things characters. That I am going to continue playing with those same characters. And in fact, we're going to do more than that. Let me switch over really quickly to tabletop. So I got the box set, and you can watch on my YouTube the previous episodes where I go through the included adventure Hunt for the Thessal Hydra with the main characters from Stranger Things. And I finished that, and I decided that I would continue on, and I'm actually going to be using a series of adventures starting with H1, which was a module for 4th edition by Bruce Cordell and Mike Merrills, called Keep on the Shadowfell. And H1, 2, and 3 are all themed around the Shadowfell, which is like the Upside Down. So what I'm doing is I'm re-skinning Shadowfell as the Upside Down using the Stranger Things characters. So that's what I'm doing. And in addition to that, I have added Max, which was a character that was not included in the adventure. And so what I've done is I have I took a level 1 rogue, Lightfoot Halfling from the starter kit, the starter set, leveled her up to level 4. So she's got sneak attack 2d6, 24 HP, and Zoomer archetype for rogue, which at third level gave her 10 feet of extra movement. So normally a halfling would be 25 feet. She's now got 35 feet. She's got cunning action. And then I leveled everybody up, but did not pick an ASI or a feat. So if you're watching this and you have thoughts on whether I should do a ability increase or a feat for any of these characters, let me know. I haven't decided on what those are, but I'm still thinking about it. So yeah. So we've got 11 is the wizard, now 4th level. And I should mark that 4th level. We've got Dustin, Bard, 4th level. Lucas is a 4th level ranger. Mike is a 4th level paladin. Will is a 4th level cleric. And then Max is a 4th level rogue. And those are the characters that we've got playing. And hopefully adding the other character isn't like a continuation of my utter insanity. I'm definitely in my other solo role-playing. I'm going to be doing just one main character with sidekicks, but these characters are special, so I'm going to go ahead and keep them. I think we're also going to add orange. So the Zoomer Max is orange. And then we've got all the other characters, not white though, not clear. So that's our main characters, and those will be our minis. Pyramid Arcade, Pyramid Arcade from Looney Labs make these awesome pyramids that I love using for anything I can think of. And I think what we'll do is go ahead and just start the adventure. I'm going to go ahead and really quickly get to my bookmarks. So I think at the end of the last adventure, oh, and by the way, yeah, if you want to reward these characters for the previous adventure, I didn't give them any additional. I just sort of refilled everything that they had. If you want to give like extra rewards, like you can cast a boon or bestow a boon. If you want to muck up the world, you can cast a curse. And the way to do that is to use loyalty points from having watched the stream, which you can just cash in. Those are free. Or you can use bits to do that if I'm live streaming. If you do it off stream, I can still apply it at the next session or whatever. But anyhow, that's a way for you to mess with things as I'm playing. But I think what happens is that, a couple weeks go by, some time goes by. I think everybody, we meet Max, the new character, the Zoomer rogue, shows up in town, a newbie in town, and I think one of the things that happens is that after a while, Sir Tristan calls everyone in the party into an audience. And when the party gets there, sort of a meeting, there are 3 people there that are talking to Sir Tristan. Maybe it's not in the throne room. Maybe it's in like a ready room kind of thing, a side room. But Sir Tristan, greets the characters, says howdy. Obviously they've been interacting and been getting more and more friendly. And so they know each other and do all that sort of, like they don't need to catch up. They've been around each other for a while. And Sir Tristan basically just starts right in and says, I called you here to talk to hear the story of these 3 people. There seems to be something strange happening around the town of Winterhaven, and I want you to hear these 3 stories, and then I'm going to ask you to be heroes once again and try and figure out what's going on. Help these people with their specific issues, but it seems to me that 3 things going weird in the same place is some sort of enemy action. So that's I don't know what the D&D equivalent of the Goldfinger rule is, but we've got the Goldfinger rule. Chance, happenstance, and enemy action. By the time we got to the 3rd thing, there's something going on. The first person that Tristan introduces is the wife of someone that they've met that's been at court, Dovin Stahl. Dovin Stahl's wife says, that Dovin is who is an explorer that the characters know, had found a map that revealed the location of a dragon's tomb, not far from the village of Winterhaven. And he figured that if the dragon was buried there, so might the treasure be. And he set off to go explore that and hasn't been heard from again. And Dovin's wife, suspects the worst. She would have heard from him, but wants to know and hopes that the heroes will travel to Winterhaven and find out what's going on. The next person that the characters hear from is a scholar named Parl Cranewing. And sort of is a scholar and tells the story of how this town of Winterhaven, it grew up in the shadow of an old keep. And like similar structures all across the land, the keep fell into disrepair when the empire crumbled 100 years earlier. But the town survives still as a modest, bright spot in the wilderness that's growing dark and dangerous. And the scholar wishes to locate that keep, um, and to map what remains of it, and has and knows that it is near Winterhaven, um, and suspects that the treasures, treasures might be there, secrets of the vanished empire might be there, and definitely valuable intelligence and information, scholarly information, but also just to know what's going on in that area. So that one's not so like crazy dangerous sounding. It's more of an exploratory, so a rescue and an explore mission. But then the third person is a really earnest young priest for the good deity Pelor. I'm imagining this person looks like the young pope, uh, but except female. It's Marla, and she's from the Great Church of Pelor, and she has been studying sort of the history and activity of various demon and death cults in the land. And as she was doing this research, she was looking for past and present activities, and she has heard from certain sources that there was a small group of death cultists traveling towards Winterhaven about a year ago. Um, and and when she looked into this, she found out that the head of the group was a dangerous and twisted. Hey, 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 hey! Get off of the stove. Jeez, kitty cat. Um, the leader of this cult was a twisted priest named Calarel. And in my mind, I'm kind of thinking this is Max's brother, right? Anyhow, that's who I picture in my head. So this twisted priest named Calarel, and Ranga, stop, shush, shh, 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 shush, 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 shush. Come here, come on. Up. Up. Yeah. So Marla fears that finding this information a couple years late, that Calarel has set up a secret cult in that area, and is conducting unholy ceremonies. So she is here to inform Sir Tristan of her discovery, and hopes that the party will travel to Winterhaven, determine if these cultists are still in the area and what sort of activity is going on, and to help end it. So those are the. Hey, Ankeg, sorry, I was reading and didn't see you. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. I am. This is not the adventure that's included in the Strangers Things box. This is sort of me continuing on. And I'm using some old 4th edition modules, the first modules that came out in 4th edition, that are sort of set with themes based on the Shadowfell, which is kind of like D&D's actual upside down. So I'm kind of experimenting. I'm doing pretty good. I've been having some construction, some rehabilitation of my the house I'm living in. So everything is in turmoil, and workers have been coming in and out, and I have a free day today with no workers. So I'm doing a bunch of role playing. So yeah, so we've just discovered, Ankeg, we've just discovered that there's a whole bunch of strange stuff going on around this town of Winterhaven. It's kind of the crazy mix of stuff. There's we've heard about a missing person. We've heard that there's a crumbling keep with possible information, and we've heard that there's like some cultists led by a priest, sort of doing weird secret cult rituals and things, and maybe in that area. And we've been asked by the Sir Tristan, who was the not king, but the feudal lord in the area, from the last adventure, who we've been hanging out with, and he's asked us to listen to these three people and help him out, and so we're gonna head off to do that. I think I should also mention, like, I think basically in the interim, but in the weeks between the two adventurers, the party is also sort of set up like sort of an arboretum, sort of a gate room with the huge flowers, that are the gateway to the upside down. And they've got the monstrous blood from the Thessal Hydra that they've been using. I think they've been exploring the upside down a little bit. They've gone and they've met with Nancy, the Lost Princess, and with Hopper, the Lost Knight, and so they've kept in communication with them, and I think they've also kept in touch with those troglodytes, just sort of keeping friendly relations with them, and let us know if anything's happened, if anything new happens, get in touch, we'll help you out, and let's everyone keep an eye out for any new news of the Thessal Hydra. If the eighth head of the Thessal Hydra shows up again, let's figure that out and stuff. So they've been doing experiments and sort of exploring the area, exploring a little bit about the upside down, and just getting really familiar with it. And that's what they've been doing in between the two things. Who's the green person? You mean the mini? Which green person? You want to know which the minis are? Okay, so there's now 6 of them, and I don't know if you've ever seen Stranger Things, but I added Max, the Zoomer, was not included, but she's the orange. So the orange is a rogue Zoomer. Will is the cleric, and is the red mini. Mike is the paladin, and that's Mike is the yellow mini. Lucas is the ranger, and that's the green mini. Dustin is the bard, and that's the purple mini. And then 11. I get confused because Will the Wise in the first series, but these are the characters as they were in the second series. So this the green is 11, and she's a wizard. And that's the party, and that's it's a lot of characters to keep track of. Like I was saying earlier, and also actually as I was wrapping up the previous adventure, it's too many people to keep track of. I was losing track of their special abilities and stuff. So I'm gonna keep with when I do the Stranger Things inspired quest lines. I'm gonna go ahead and keep using the characters because they are the characters from the show. But I'm gonna, in my other ones, I'm gonna use a single character, and then I'm gonna use the new sidekick rules so that I'll have helper characters, but have just one main character and all of their abilities to focus on. But yeah, so that's who those 6 are. And I think that's really they get set up to go. They get their stuff together, and they suit up, get all their gear together. I suspect that one of them in their inventory has a little bit of the monstrous blood. I think that's become sort of a natural part of their equipment, so that they have it if they ever run into those flowers again, or find themselves in the upside down, that they can get back out. And so as this begins, they're going to be on the road towards Winterhaven. So let me sort of give you an idea of what the area. So this is a road that goes to Winterhaven. And the road what is this road? This is the King's Road. And for scale, I think 0 to, this is about, that's 1 mile is our scale. And so I think that they're on their way. And I think, let's see. And I mean, the characters know that there are some mountains over here. And these are, what are these? The Cairngorm Peaks. And on the map that I'm sure they were given, they do know that there's another road that goes through Winterhaven. And I don't have a name for that road, but anyhow, so that's going to be their thing. I'm trying to remember. I think this is going to be our marching order, like that. No, I'm going to put the cleric in the middle. Okay. So, paladin, bard, wizard, cleric, ranger, and rogue. And so they're heading on this way. The players, the characters, sorry, they're traveling down this road, the King's Road. It hasn't been maintained. It's like, it's full of potholes, and there's little bits of slide. You think the cleric should be up front instead of the bard? Or that the cleric should be more defended? Oh, really? You'd swap them? Okay, I'll do that. Let's put that puts the cleric and the paladin right in front. That was one of the reasons why I wasn't doing that, is that I was separating the healing a little bit. But yeah, let's take a look. Let's see. No, yeah, you're totally right. The cleric has, with the ring of protection, the cleric has AC 19, where the bard only has 14. The other reason why I was putting the bard up front was because the bard has a rapier, and the cleric actually has ranged spells and then also a crossbow. But you're totally right. That is some pretty high IC up front. So we've got a 20 and a 19 AC up front, if we do it that way. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think of clerics as being squishy, but even from first edition, they were militant. They were church militant. They were able to wear armor, and they wore maces, and yeah, they were pretty hefty. Not to be scoffed at. Yeah, so actually I think that kind of makes sense. Either to do that or to put the cleric in back to in case they get attacked from behind. But no, that's excellent. We'll do that. I'll keep that in mind. Good suggestion. Um, so I think so they're traveling along the road, and with the wind at their face, it feels comfortable, and it's cool. It's good. Definitely not as bad as being in the Upside Down, but it's a great day. This particular area, the road is level, and occasionally there's an ancient cobblestone that peeks from beneath the dirt of the track. This has clearly been decades of neglect. And as they're walking with their passive perception, they notice that there are footprints leading up and down the road, many of which were made by small clawed feet. So I think they're gonna get on edge. So they're definitely, I think, gonna get prepared. Let's go ahead and switch maps to this smaller map. So this is the section of the road that they're on. Let's go ahead and put these guys. Let's put all of them in place here. So the what's left of the road heads off. And of course, beside the road, there's a bunch of rocks, little piles of rocks. Let's see, there's a couple here, and there's a pile over here. And then let's see, we've got trees. So scale for that square is 5 feet. And then we've got forest, sort of denser forest trees along the sides. And we've got trees here. And some trees on this side. And then the forest is off in the distance over here as well. Okay, so that's basically, and I'm getting ink on my on the bottom of my hand. So that's our setup. And I think that what happens here is I think let's do an insight. So let's see, +3, +2, +3. Oh, here's a +4. So we got 2 +4s. So let's do +4 with advantage for helping. I think when they see those claw marks, we're going to go ahead and see how well they do. Well, that's a 14 +4 is 16. I mean, that's better than like an average human, I think, would be suspicious. And I think with a 16, they're gonna suspect that there have been kobolds in this area. And I think at that point that the rogue and the ranger, I think, are gonna head off. Let's do a really quick stealth with the rogue, and just sort of see what this rogue gets. The rogue's stealth is actually awesome. It's +7. So let's roll +7. 17 +7. That's massive. That's 24. So the rogue is way more than hiding. It just disappears. And I think that the rogue goes into these trees and is planning to sort of shadow the party as they go down the path. And yeah, let's send the ranger off in this direction and see what they get. Bard is pretty stealthy too. We might send the bard off on a different direction. Actually, you know what? The ranger is not that great at stealth. Ranger is going to stay there, and then the bard is going to head off. Yeah. No, except that's the... The bard doesn't have ranged weapons. No, the bard doesn't have ranged weapons. So we're going to send the ranger off because the ranger has the longbow. So let's go ahead, and even though the ranger is not great at stealth, we're going to go ahead and give them a chance. They've got only a +2. So let's do +2 on stealth and see if they manage to... So that's 8 +2 is 10. So that's only basically a normal human trying to be quiet. So I think they definitely... that's definitely not enough to hide effectively. But we're going to go ahead and do that. When the ranger makes noise, I think what we're going to find is that a couple of... I think a couple of positions, these two positions right here, some small creatures hiding behind those rocks spring into view and begin to move towards them. So this one moves over here, and I think this one over here moves in this direction. They wouldn't have any idea that the zoomer is over here, so they're gonna do that. This is one. How many are there? Well, so there's actually two. There's actually two over here. So it's two for each one, and that means we're gonna start initiative. So let's go ahead and roll initiative. So right now we've got 4 kobolds, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and our kobold has only 5 HP, so that's not so bad. So 5 HP and then 12 AC. And let's roll initiative. So we're going to roll initiative for kobolds on red, and then for these two characters. So kobolds are going at 2. Wow. Okay, that was bad. Oh, man. Okay, so let's go ahead and we've got... Oh, well, actually, it was all bad. So let's see. So Max is actually rolled a 2, but has +3 initiative, so that's 5. So she'll still go ahead of the kobolds. Lucas actually gets a 3, so it moves 1 ahead of the kobold. Okay, and so let's roll for our other characters. So we've got 11 +2. It's pretty good. So 11 is going to be up here at 13. And then Will is going to go at... +3 is 16. So actually wait. Yeah, wow. So actually Will goes way early. And then the last one we have is Mike, is 2. +0. So Mike actually ties with the kobold, and let's see, Dex. Worse Dex than the kobold. So the kobold is actually going to go first before Mike. Okay, so that's our initiative order. Okay. Let me also actually, I'm gonna... Well... No, okay, I won't roll for them yet. Oh, I just revealed. Okay, so anyhow, we're going to go ahead and go with Will first. So, Will is going to go. Let's see, what will Will do? I think Will cast Spiritual Weapon as a bonus action. Is that 1d6 or is that... Oh man, I forget. Oh wait, no, it's right there. I actually have it on the sheet. Spiritual Weapon, 1d8 +2. Okay. So let's put the 1d8 on there. Come on, you. Get on there. Get on there, get on there. Okay, so let's find a 1d8 from my bag of extra dice. And we're going to cast that. So let's see. I think we're going to cast Spiritual Weapon over here. And so we'll attack with +4. And it's a 1d8 +2 force. Okay, so let's roll that and see what we get. That's an 8 +4 is actually, that is enough to hit, but it's only 4. So let's see, we're going to do 4 damage to kobold number 1. And then I think we're going to go over here for half cover, and then shoot the light crossbow, so that's going to be a +5 to attack. That's a natural 20. So that is an awesome hit. So we've got 6 plus 3 is 9 damage. And I think that'll go into number 2, which takes out number 2. And so who's next? Dustin Bard. So let's see, what would he do? I think he would go... I think he's going to run up because he's going to try and get... he's going to try and give the rogue sneak attack. So he's going to move up and attack directly. And I think he'll do a rapier. So that's a 1d8 plus 2 piercing. So let's see what we do. It's +4 to hit. And that's a 7. That is not enough to hit. So he's just acting as a distraction at this point. And 11 is up. I think we're going to do Magic Missile. Yeah, so we're going to do Magic Missile. We're going to do it at 2nd level. So we're going to do 4d4. And I think we're going to split them across the 2 that are here. So we're going to do... It is 44, right? One extra dart, yeah. Okay, so 44 in 2 groups. So that is 4 plus 2 is 6. So that one's dead. And we also have 7 plus 2, so this one is dead as well. Well, that worked out pretty well. And I think that's it. Yeah, okay, so let's go with Max next. I think Max is going to attack short bow and sneak attack. Oh, shoot. These are both dead. The only one we know about is that one. Oh, shoot. No sneak attack, because there's nobody within 5 feet. So it's just going to be a straight attack. So short bow is going to be an attack and then 1d6 piercing. So let's roll that. And that's an awful miss. That's a 10, and we needed a 12. So anyhow, overshot. And then we're going to use our cunning action to hide again. And let's see, our ranger is going to go with longbow. So let's go ahead and that's a 1d8. Oh, wait. Hunter's mark, which is what? That's an extra 1d6, right? We're going to hunter mark that one. As a bonus action, and then we're going to do longbow. So +6 to hit. We needed that +6, but we did 5 + 2. That's plenty. That's dead. Okay, so we got those guys. So all of these ones are down. And I think just as we are celebrating the victory against those that were visible, that showed themselves, we see another 3 from behind here, and then another 1 behind here. Actually, it's going to be 3, and there are 2 over here. But one of the ones over here is special. So we're going to roll initiative really quickly for this guy. And got a 1. So they're going to go at the end. So we're going to add them into the mix. So we've got 3 and 4 kobolds to go. And I think they're going to... I think 30 feet. That's 10, 20, 30. So that's 30 feet. That's not enough. I think they're gonna... They've got to move a 30, so they're gonna move up to here, and then they're gonna shoot. I think they're gonna move to here, and then use their sling. Okay, so they're gonna attack. So we've got 3 attacks with slings. They're at disadvantage, though, aren't they? Because of half cover. Let me remind myself about half cover. Half cover... Yeah, let's give him half cover. So it's a plus to AC, not disadvantage. Okay, so let's see. 1 is gonna go. So the red is gonna go for the cleric, and then the 2 blue are gonna go for the ranger. Or I mean the other way around. So that's whatever I said. So the cleric is +2. I don't think that worked. No, those miss. those slings, all of those slings miss. And then so let's go with these two. I think they're both going to attack against the bard. And that was not in cover. +4 to hit. I think that might have hit once. AC 14. +4 to hit. No, it didn't. Actually, it missed. It would have hit if they didn't have the ring of protection. But Dustin, they all have rings of protection from their previous adventure. So actually, that was a miss and a miss. So that's excellent. So the kobolds are done, and now it's Mike's turn. So we've got 5 to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 is special. So what is Mike going to do? I don't think Mike is going to bother with a Divine Smite. I think with 30 feet is not really enough to get there. But I think Paladin is going to zoom up to here. And it's just not far enough. Oh, we can do Javelin. Yeah, okay, so Mike is going to throw a Javelin. And that's going to be 1d6 +3. So let's see if that's a hit. So +5 to hit. That's plenty to hit. And so what's going to be 4 + 3 is 7. And that is plenty to kill number 4. Number 4 is dead. Okay. Now, our special kobold is going to move. They do not have a ranged weapon. But they have, let's see, 17 AC. And they have 10 hit points. So this... Yeah, I think they're gonna go. I think they're gonna go here and get behind the rocks and get ready to attack the paladin. Yep, yep. Now they have pack tactics, which means that when they are sorry, I totally... I totally read this and I had it in my mind and then I forgot. So pack tactics, kobold has advantage on attack rolls against a creature if at least one of its kobold allies is within 5 feet of the creature and the ally isn't incapacitated. They're not really within 5 feet, but if they jump over, they definitely are gonna, if they start swarming, they're definitely gonna have pack tactics. Okay, so they didn't have a ranged weapon, so they have to move, and that's it. So, Will the Cleric. For some reason, these kobolds went right to the spiritual weapon. So spiritual weapon is going to zoom on over and do, or try to do, 1d8 plus 2. So plus 4 to hit. That is a natural 1. That is not going to do anything. So I think the spiritual weapon like flies around and then like wedges into the ground. Excuse me. And then, so we're going to use our light crossbow for an attack. Let's try that. That's 10 plus 5. That is enough to hit. And then, so that's 4 plus 3 is 7. So that's going to kill number 2. And Dustin Bard is up next. I think as a bonus action, Dustin Bard is going to inspire Mike with a d6 for Bardic Inspiration. Some 80s love power ballad he's going to bust out. And then is going to move, I think... Oh, that's a bad move. That's a bad move. I think he inspires the paladin and then zooms over here because he doesn't want to get mobbed. um, well, she doesn't get too... Oh, sneak check. Yeah, with the hide. Yeah. Well, she's already hidden. She used the hide action as a bonus action on her the last turn. So she hid already. So she can attack with advantage when we get to her. Yeah, definitely. I agree. And then she'll hide again afterwards. Okay, let's attack with a rapier. And we're going to do try to hit, and then it's a 1d8 plus 2 piercing. Plus 4 to hit. 10 plus 4 is enough to hit, and that's going to be 4 damage. That's not enough to kill him. So 3 has 1 hit point left. Let's see. Okay, and just... and I guess 11 is up. So we've got our wizard next. Gets into another patch of trees. Enemies won't have plus... Oh, you think she should flank over here in order to remove cover for these guys? I think she can see... I think that... Well, they're hunkered down, but I think, yeah, you're right. If she moved over here, she would totally get rid of cover. That's a good point. Yeah, she'll... That's definitely a good idea, is to have her zoom over here and flank. Good idea. Yeah, because, I mean, I haven't used her before. This is the first session where I've had her to play. So yeah, you're actually helping me out learn her quicker. Because I got a little used to the other characters in the previous ones. What do you think Wizard is going to do? I mean, we could do Magic Missile again. We could do 4. 4 missiles, 2 against 1 and 2 against 5. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to move up 30 up to here and use magic missile. Well, we don't even need to move up that far. Let's just move up here. And then we're going to use magic missile against the regular kobolds. So that's automatic. So we're going to do 2 groups of D4s. That is 5 plus 1 is 6. That's enough to kill 1. And then 3 plus 1 against 5 is unfortunately only 4. God, I should have attacked 3. I thought there was only 1 over here, but there were actually 2. So I should have split it between these 2 and not these 2. But oh well. I did what I did. Okay, and now it is Max's time. So let's see. Let's give her a move to here. And give her a stealth roll. And her stealth is +7, so let's cross our fingers. That's 10 plus 7 is 17. That is pretty significant. She went from hide, stealth, and to there, and I think she's got a clear shot on that one. So we're going to do a sneak attack from hidden. So we're going to do short bow is 1d6 plus 2d6. And advantage? That's right? She gets advantage on that as well? Because she's doing it from stealth? I think that's right. Okay, so attacking with advantage, sneak attack. Let's roll this bugger. Ooh, wow. A 1 and an 18, but it's plus 5 to hit. So that is like literally a heroic level of hit against that one. And so not critical, but that's 14 plus 3. That's more than enough to take this one out. It only had 10. It had an AC of 17, so we had to do pretty good against it, but that was plenty. So this one is gone. And that was... Oh, and bonus action to hide. Okay. Now we're at Lucas Ranger. There's only one left over here, so I think Lucas is going to hit that one. And they're not in cover. We had Hunter's Mark, so we're going to move Hunter's Mark to that creature. So we're going to do Longbow. 1d8 plus a d6. Let's go. Let's go. We only need 1 hit point. If we hit, he's dead. Yeah, so he's toast. He's like just straight through the eye socket and out the brain pan. And I think we're going to use bonus action to move the Hunter's Mark over here. It is this kobold's turn. I think it's going to try to run. They don't frenzy. Let's see. It's going to run. it's going to run this way. So about 30 feet that way behind those rocks, but it's headed straight that way. And it was not within Mike's threat range. So, yeah. How many javelins? I've got 5. So he's gonna try and go. He's gonna go 30 feet. He's going to roll with advantage for bardic inspiration with a javelin 1d6 plus 3 to try and hit that kobold. Yeah. Okay, that was a natural 20. That's 8 plus 3. He just spears the crap out of that kobold. So that kobold is completely splattered. Okay, so that is all of the kobolds. So now we need to assess. I think then what we do, I think, is we head. I think we retreat just slightly to behind. Well, I think we're going to go behind these trees because they're bigger, and just sort of talk about this for a second. That kobold was going off in that direction, and we can't have them ambushing people. I think half of the party wants to just keep. They've got stuff in Winterhaven. We've cleared these ones out. But I think the persuasive argument is we need to. That kobold was running in that direction. There's going to be a camp somewhere. Let's do an insight. Let's do an insight on whether this would be like a single band. So we're going to do insight with help. It's slightly better than human. Not great. Not great. Let's do tracking, survival tracking. We're just going to do on the tracks. Did they all come from that direction? That's the question we're asking. So we'll do +3 at advantage. 17. So I think looking at insight, we don't really get an idea. It could be a group. They could be a wandering band. This could have been just a opportunity attack. But I think when we look at the tracks, we definitely see that there are they all came from that direction. So we see all of the tracks going in that direction. Without a doubt, I think that what we're going to do is we're going to track them and find out where they came from. And so that is what is going to happen next. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and call it for episode 1. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time when we're going to continue our adventures near Winterhaven with a slight detour to kill a bunch of kobolds. All right. Thanks. See ya. And I got to click the right thing. Okay. There we go. I'm a professional.